Assalamualaikum, hai semua. Apa khabar korang? Terima kasih sebab sudah klik video ni dan jangan lupa tekan tombol subscribe. Kembali lagi bersama saya AA berbagi info dan kisah menarik. Oh, sebelum tu jangan lupa tekan tombol subscribe, tekan loncengnya juga. Okay, video kali ni sebenarnya AA nak cuba buat reaction yang disuggest oleh salah seorang subscriber. So dia suggest lah kalau nak buat reaction mungkin boleh try tengok video daripada satu YouTuber ni namanya Nuke's Top 5. So mungkin ada antara korang yang familiar dengan YouTuber ni, tapi untuk saya personally memang ni first time saya tengok. So jom kita tengok sama-sama video. Saya rasa ni video yang terbaru dia sebab ini dipublish Ogos 1 dan view dia setakat ni 49,287 orang. Videonya tu boleh tahan panjang lah, 34 minit. Kita cubalah kita cuba tengok. Tapi mungkin video ni tak ada jump scare, jadi saya tak adalah macam takut sangat. Ok, dah sedia? Jom kita mula. Nukes kan? Nukes Top 5
on camera.
Top
The
5
lighthouse keeper.
ghosts caught on
If you're one of the very
camera.
few people who have never watched BuzzFeed Unsolved on YouTube, the series can basically be summarized like this. It's sort of a ghost hunting show, but not a typical one. The show has two
Maksudnya
hosts,
dua orang ni
Ryan and Shane.
orang yang
Now,
mencari
Shane is a diehard
hantu.
skeptic
Macam tu
of
kan?
the paranormal.
Anytime there's like any chance of sort of any kind of mechanical failure,
Mungkin korang kenal
or
kot
just
siapa
doors
dia
in
orang ni,
general,
tapi saya
people
tak
are always
kenal.
like, well, the door opens, so that's ghost. I don't want to argue with you on this. If you find it compelling, I'm happy for
I
you.
do find it compelling. Yeah,
Oh, great.
I'm happy for me too.
Good.
And then there's Ryan, who is the polar opposite. It might even be just a bit too scared of the supernatural.
Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid.
Oh, dia pergi cari. Dia pergi cari.
Automatically.
In each episode, the two hosts visit allegedly haunted places and investigate to search for real paranormal evidence.
This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate St. Augustine Lighthouse.
Dia nak pergi cari
Ongoing investigation into the question.
bukti
are
lah
ghosts
dekat
real?
dia buat paranormal untuk cari
In
bukti
this episode,
betul
they are
ada
investigating the
hantu-hantu dekat
notoriously
situ kan.
haunted St. Augustine Lighthouse in Florida. The lighthouse was completed in 1874
Oh, dia pergi kat lighthouse
and
ni.
has seen its fair share of tragedy over the nearly
74
200
lagi,
years that it
74
has
lagi.
been guiding sailors home from the sea. BuzzFeed Unsolved hosts Ryan and Shane begin their investigation at the historic Lightkeeper's house, which is right beside the lighthouse. People say that they have heard the endless and painful coughing of the spirit of a man named William Harn. He was the very first keeper of the lighthouse back in the 1800s. Harn tragically passed away inside the house of malaria and the
Jadi
lung
orang
disease
selalu dengar ada
tuberculosis.
seseorang
When they try to
batuk.
reach out to the spirit of William,
William
the two
tu
friends
dulu lah.
capture something truly bizarre.
All right, we're going to give you some silence here, William. If there's
So dia
anything
pergi
you'd like to
sini
say to us,
untuk
maybe a
cari
message you
William
wish you
yang
could have
batuk tu.
communicated before you left Earth. I'm going to sit on one of these little tiny chairs that make me look like you.
Dia macam mencabar
I'm
tau.
going to give you some silence right now.
Okay, lepas tu dia orang tunggu. Dia macam kalau Indonesia macam uji nyali macam tu kan. Oh betul lah, ada bunyi batuk.
Ryan and Shane captured the unexplained sound of someone coughing, just like guests claim to have heard in the past. Could this be the spirit of William, who died of tuberculosis?
Tapi dengarnya
Next,
macam suara
Ryan and
perempuan
Shane
tadi kan.
finally enter the actual
Macam
lighthouse,
suara lelaki.
which is said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity.
The best ghost evidence of all time, in my opinion, or at least some of it, has been caught right here in this little rotunda. I mean, they caught an apparition full out, just peeking over the railing.
It is said that paranormal investigators always have an experience in the lighthouse when they are alone. So to test this theory, both Ryan and Shane will be locked inside separately to investigate. Shane heads in first for his solo investigation, but
Memang
he doesn't
biasanya kalau
really
solo,
experience much.
seorang-seorang baru
Alright, so I'm going in
macam
there,
benda tu senang lah
going
sikit
to
lah
the
keluar.
top. Yeah. And then come back down.
Yeah, that's what you do in a staircase. Yeah.
Sounds good. This is high time for a ghoul to come out.
So
and
dia orang
spook
nak
me.
ke top, pergi ke atas sekali, lepas tu turun balik.
This is allegedly the site of a lot of FBAs or full-bodied apparitions. I feel nothing. I really don't. I don't get any vibes.
Dia tak rasa
I
apa-apa
haven't felt
pun,
anything strange all night. All right.
tak rasa benda-benda pelik.
Next, it's Ryan's turn. And now, before we
See you
proceed,
later.
it should be noted here that during the building
Tak
of the
payah cakap see
lighthouse,
you later.
a young girl
Ikut
named
balik rumah
Eliza
nanti.
tragically lost her life while playing at the construction site. Visitors have reported seeing a young girl in a red dress inside the lighthouse who just faded away into thin air right before their eyes.
Everyone who's gone in there has seen
Memang
something.
orang selalu
For the most
nampak
part,
ada
if they've
sosok
gone
budak
by
kecil,
themselves.
ada
You know what?
penampakan budak
I'm
kecil
eager
pakai
to
baju
add my
merah
name to that roster.
dan budak tu menghilang macam tu je. Lepas tu dia cabar yang ini untuk naik ke tempat tu.
My name is Ryan. What? Can you say my name back to me? Oh my god.
Eliza.
Oh my god.
Tapi suara yang dia dengar tu macam suara lelaki kan, macam suara kasar.
I do hear you. Oh my god, I just heard hear me. I got the chills. Why am I leaving? What the is that what you just say? Because I'm scared, that's why. Sayonara.
Itulah
you
dia
have
pergi
the
ke
chance.
tempat ni. Lepas tu dia boleh lari.
Turn off your radio.
I almost had a panic attack.
Did you? You are wet.
I said, "Who's up here? What's your name?" And it's just so clear, just Eliza.
Ryan is freaked out as he gets some very weird direct responses on his spirit box. One of
Dia
the
pergi
answers
tempat yang
being
sama, maksudnya
Eliza, the name of the
etik yang
child that
sama.
passed away at the lighthouse. Now, Shane, on the other hand, didn't capture anything and is completely unimpressed with the whole location.
Kan?
But after the
Yang
video
seorang
was
ni tak
uploaded
dapat
to
apa-apa,
YouTube,
yang seorang
many
lagi
viewers
siap
pointed out
berkomunikasi
that
lagi.
skeptical Shane
Maksudnya dia pun
might
macam
have actually
pilih-pilih
caught
jugalah
the most
nak berkomunikasi dengan
compelling and
siapa.
absolutely chilling evidence of all.
This is a high time for a ghoul to come out and spook me. So far, no ghouls.
Did you see it? Watch again.
This is a high time for a ghoul to come out and spook me.
Apa? Apa? Nampak apa?
So far, no ghouls.
A dark figure of a man can be seen standing at the bottom of the
Laki
lighthouse.
ni.
When the footage is brightened, the man has no
Betul.
distinguishable features and looks more like a black mass than a person. Now, Shane was completely alone inside the lighthouse when he filmed. So just who or what
So maksudnya dia
is
naik
this?
sekali lagi
Could it be
macam
the
tu
ghost
kan.
of one of the many
Lepas
deceased
tu dia
keepers who are
nampak.
said to haunt the lighthouse?
Sebenarnya tak nampak, tak
You
perasan
decide.
pun. Lepas dia tengok footage tu, baru dia oh my god, ada orang dekat
See you later,
sini.
dudes.
The final night.
Oh tak.
Alexander Labuzov from
Masa
Russia says
mula-mula
that
dia
he's
masuk
been living in the
tu
same
punya.
apartment for over
Alahai.
3 years when suddenly and inexplicably
Mungkin
strange
orang lain pula,
paranormal things
nombor
began to
2.
happen around his home. Loud, unexplained noises would wake him up in the middle of the night. Things around the house would move on their own.
Oh ni yang tak. Ya
And scariest
Allah.
of all, one night when he was in bed, sound asleep, someone or
Ni baru
something
betul
suddenly
namanya
grabbed onto
devil,
his wrist,
kan?
squeezing hard. He jerked his arm away and lurched out of bed, searching his room. But there was no one there. He says that the paranormal activity in his
Ni macam
apartment just
YouTuber
increased
popular
over
dekat
time,
Malaysia ni.
until eventually he decided to just move out. So Alex is set to move out of his apartment the next day, but he decides to try to record the strange supernatural activity one last time. This video was meant to be Alex's last night in his apartment. First, he sits in front of his camera and explains what's been going on in his apartment. As he's talking, he hears something strange.
Я сразу же вскочил.
Sempat lagi tu nak keluar dari apartment tu, buat video pembuktian terakhir macam tu.
Это не может не напугать.
Ekstrimnya. Kita pula yang takut lah. My god. Dia pun takut sebenarnya kan nak tunjuk bagi kedudukan dulu. Oh inilah yang bunyi tadi, crack tu. Inilah kot.
Просто знакомый звук. Изредка я услышал, похож.
Something moves somewhere in the apartment, and Alex believes it might have been the kitchen cabinet door. He decides to set up his camera in his
sebab dia
bedroom
bunyi sama kan.
and leaves for 2 hours to meet up with a friend.
Oh, okay. Ni apartment dia. Dia nak jumpa dengan kawan dia. So, dia pun set up kamera siap-siap. Dan pergi jumpa. Pergi jumpa dengan kawan dia.
Давай.
Alex turns off the light and leaves. But what happens while he's gone is truly bizarre.
Sepatutnya dia letaklah, buatlah kamera night ke, night vision ke. Oh, bergerak sendiri pintunya. Kau jangan nak keluar apa-apa yang pelik Oh, okay, speed 4 kali. Maksudnya pintu tu bergerak perlahan lah kan sebenarnya kan. Slow. Agak-agak benda ni tahu tak dia sedang dirakam. Empat kali, maksudnya dalam masa lama sikit baru digerakkan. Lama sikit digerakkan macam tu. Alex return. Dah balik dah daripada jumpa kawan. Lepas tu dia tengok, kalau saya ni tak perasan pun ni. Tak ada dia nak perasan apa ni, kerusi bergerak. Tak.
Alex returns home and just goes to bed. The next day, he discovers that his landlord is unavailable to pick up his apartment keys. And after reviewing his footage, Alex is unsatisfied with the potato-quality video he has recorded in his dark apartment. So, he decides to stay one more night. This time leaving the camera recording, but with the lights on. Just like the night before, he again leaves to meet up with a friend. The camera captures something downright creepy.
Oh my god. Creepy lah pula, apa nak tutup ni. Janganlah creepy sangat. Creepy. Bukuku. Tak keluar benda pelik kan? Tak puas hati sebab tak nampak sangat gelap kan, tutup lampu. Dah. Tuan rumahnya pun tak nak. Ya Allah. Tuan rumahnya pun tak dapat nak ambil kunci, so dia decide untuk tinggal kat sini semalam lagi. Apaan itu? Benda tu wire ke? Apa benda tu? Almari Almari terbuka. Ya Allah. Giggle. Macam tu. Apa yang jatuh? Ya Allah. Nak main baling-baling pula. Baliklah cepat. Ya Allah.
Alex is shocked when he comes home as he discovers that his camera has somehow flipped upside down all on its own. He grabs the camera and begins to film his thoughts on the strange situation. What happens next is absolutely terrifying.
Terrified pula dah.
У нас сегодня рыбный день.
I see that we have got a lot. Crazy. Bila kau nak keluar? Keluar lah. Allah beraninya. Mintalah kawan teman. It's crazy. What can I say?
Это был последний день, поэтому мы уже...
What's the last day?
Блядь.
Apa weh? Dia nampak apa? Oh, maksudnya sebelum ni macam bunyi je kan? Sekali dia macam ada penampakan. Ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah. Mana kawan-kawan yang dia jumpa? Ni taklah teman kan? I can't describe this. Tak boleh nak cakap apa.
Tak. A pair of legs can
jangan
be
nak
seen
keluar.
standing right behind Alex in
Apa
the
yang nampak
doorway.
sebenarnya?
The legs appear to have no torso and disappear before Alex can even turn around. So,
Apa
did
benda?
Alex capture proof of the paranormal in his apartment? Or is it illusion? I leave it up to you
Itulah.
to decide.
Apa benda?
Viewer
Ish,
videos.
kita ni dah takut dah.
Ethan Budzinski was on a
Misal
family
pula aku
vacation
takut
in the
dah.
Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania when strange things began to happen in his rented Airbnb
Kita tengok yang
home.
ketiga next.
Late one night, Ethan and his family hear the sound of a baby crying from somewhere in the house. Now, Ethan's two young nephews are asleep in bed upstairs, so he immediately runs
Dia dengar
up
ada
to
bayi
check on them,
nangis
only
daripada
to
rumah
find
tu.
that they are both quietly asleep in bed. This occurs
Tapi dia
several
tengok
times.
apa nephew,
Ethan
anak
hears
saudara.
crying,
Anak saudara
then
dia
goes
tidur.
upstairs to find the children quietly asleep. So the next
So,
time Ethan
siapa
hears
yang
the
nangis
crying,
macam tu?
he pulls out his phone and starts recording.
Alah, nak tunjuk dekat ni pula. Ada etik. Oh, dengarlah. Oh, dengar kan? Kenapa dia nak tunjuk dekat lubang tu? Kau daripada situ dia dengar suara.
Did you hear it too? Yeah. I just
Oh, maksudnya satu rumah dia lah yang dengar. Bukan dia je. Bunyi apa tu? Mesin ke? Kipas ke apa?
The eerie sound of a child crying can indeed be heard coming from somewhere upstairs. Both Ethan and a family member hear the sound, but when he heads upstairs to check, just like before, the children are fast asleep and not making a sound. So just where is
Oh,
this
dia
strange,
dengar daripada
unexplained
atas.
crying coming from?
Tapi bila pergi
Let me know
cek,
what you think.
tak ada apa pun.
Down in the comments. A British Nuke Stop By viewer who wishes to remain anonymous, we'll call her Jen, says that she had a chilling experience that wasn't paranormal, but was terrifying nonetheless. And as I've personally always said on this channel, real people can be much scarier than anything supernatural. So
Allahu
late one
Akbar.
night around midnight, Jen starts receiving messages from a guy on Facebook. At first,
Oh,
she
ini
plays
cerita
along.
tentang Jen pula
The messages from the stranger just get creepier and creepier. I'll correct some of the typos and slang and save you from listening to me doing a terrible
So
British
ni-
accent. But what you see on screen are the actual messages.
Cerita hantu
So,
ke?
at one point,
Cerita-
the guy suddenly writes, "Well, since you're up, can I come and meet you then?" "Yes, I am mental.
Yes, I am
I'm on my way
mental.
down to your house. I'll ring when I'm outside." Thinking he's joking, Jen laughs it off, writing back, "You don't even know where I live." And then
Dia
the guy
chatting dengan
starts
seorang
trying
lelaki
to
ni.
creepily call her on
Lepas
Facebook,
tu,
because it turns out that he does actually know exactly where she
lelaki ni
lives.
cakap dia nak datang
He
rumah
types,
perempan ni.
"You live next to my
Padahal
granny's
perempuan
house
ni
on the
tak bagi tahu
corner."
pun dia kat mana perempuan ni tinggal.
And he continues to call her, and things go from bad to worse, because he actually shows up right in front of her house.
Betul-betul datang rumah.
"Don't make me knock, please," he messages.
Ni macam
"I'm
apa?
outside the center window right now." Jen is now understandably completely freaked
Macam
out.
kegilaan apakah
She tells the guy
ini?
that she's
Macam
not
tu lah.
coming out under any circumstances.
I'm not coming,
But he
man.
won't take no for an answer. Is that your window at the front? How do I get in your back garden? Jen replies, you don't, and ends the conversation. But it did not end there. Jen says the disturbed young man stood in front of her house for almost 2 hours. He eventually left after her family members went outside and told him to leave or they would call the police.
Sebenarnya
So I
stalker
guess
macam
the
ni lagi
takeaway
creepy kan?
is either be careful of who you talk to online or simply Facebook sucks.
Tak tahulah. Dah duk melayan, duk kenapa? Tak tahu nak
Susan's
cakap
Courtside
apa.
Cafe in Kissimmee, Florida was originally built in 1912, and over most of the last 100 years, the building was actually a small home for many families and individuals. Locals believe that the building the cafe is in is haunted by the spirits of its former residents. Workers at the cafe say that they often hear unexplained noises while working late at night.
Oh,
and
dia
both
orang
the
ada
staff
dengar
and visitors claim to have
bunyi-bunyi
seen
bila
bizarre
bekerja
shadow
tengah-tengah malam
figures
dekat kafe
throughout
ni.
the restaurant. Nuke's top 5 viewer Valerie Ann says that she went on a Halloween ghost tour in
Valerian,
Kissimmee
video
that
by
stopped at the
Valerian.
allegedly haunted Susan's Courtside Cafe. And it seems that the rumors of paranormal activity might be true. Valerie caught this strange footage.
Apa yang strange?
Sorry.
Wah, tengah-tengah malam pula.
I just saw something walk by. Really?
Dia nampak something
Did you see
berjalan.
it?
Tak
It's a little
nampak.
hard to make out, but a dark figure seems to quickly pass through the cafe dining room before just disappearing. Someone in the tour
Yelah.
group mentions it, but Valerie Ann is shocked when she discovers that she actually caught the apparition on camera. She says that she has no idea who or what this mysterious figure could be.
Nampak macam
But
bayang tu macam
What
gemuk
do
macam
you
tu kan.
think?
Macam memang bayang
The
lah
home
bayang.
of the Jinn. One of the OG Saudi door-kicking ghost hunters that I first featured on this channel, Adventurer
Rumah
Allah,
Jin pula,
is back
Home of
with
the
an
Jinn
all-new
kan.
YouTube channel.
Oh, dia
In
ada
this
YouTube
live stream,
channel.
Allah goes to investigate a large abandoned building that is said to be haunted by an evil presence, or Jinn. As he broadcasts his exploration live, things take a terrifying turn.
يا جماعة
Apa Arab
أي شيء أنا ما أشوفه على طول على الخاص. بسم الله.
Orang Arab pun pergi cari jin juga. Allah.
بسم الله. الله أكبر.
Macam sama je dengan orang kita. pergi cari jin juga. Lepas tu Allahu Akbar. Allah Akbar. Tu betul Allah Akbar tu. Minta perlindungan daripada Allah.
Even though there's no power in the building, the ceiling fan begins to rotate on its own.
Walaupun tak
and a
ada
heavy
tak ada
table
apa.
falls over right behind Allah.
Tak ada
Freaked out,
elektrik,
he runs
walaupun
away,
tak ada
retreating to a
angin,
different
tapi
section of the
pokok dia
large
bergoyang.
building. But
Pokok.
little does Allah know, things are about to get even creepier.
Allah, tu tak cukup. Ada lagi yang creepy-nya. Allahu Akbar.
حسبي الله. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم.
Betul lah tu.
له ما
Macam
في
kursi.
السماوات وما في الأرض.
Apa?
من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض.
Bukankah kalau baca ayat kursi benda tu semua lari? Motif dia pergi kan untuk cari benda tu. Kalau dah baca ayat kursi tu benda tu lari. Dia main apa tu? Main tiang tu? Ketuk tiang. Allahu Akbar.
الله أكبر.
Dia mendekatinya. Kau berani nak usik aku macam tu kan? Sekarang ni aku datang.
في أحد؟
Tunjuk atas sikit, nak tengok aku atas.
بسم الله.
Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. Apa yang jadi tadi? Ada benda apa?
حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل
Terbang je kan? Melayang kan?
الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه
Dia. Dibaling ke?
ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه
Apa benda tu?
A terrifying dark mist-like figure can be seen in a doorway. And a pair of crutches aggressively flies across the room right in front of the terrified explorer. He investigates the area,
terbang je lah.
but nothing there. The mysterious dark mist has simply disappeared. But it's not over yet.
Nampak real kan? Taklah, maksudnya yelah real lah. Cuma benda tu nampak macam kepala. Biasanya kalau kita punya video, orang-orang kita video kepala, lepas tu lari pun kepala. Ini yang datangnya kepala, yang larinya asap. Betul lah tu, jin lah tu.
في صوت أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق
Ekstrim gila.
بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم
Ya Allah, ya Allah.
العليم
Allah, 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 Allah. Dia lari. Finally lari. Takutnya
Plate falls off a
bahaya
table on its
tau.
own, then another ceiling fan
Takutnya
begins to
jatuh-jatuh.
rotate, and a large
Ada
heavy
apa,
closet moves as if
paku ke apa.
pushed by some powerful unseen force. Something is thrown at Allah, injuring his foot. And after that, he's had about enough. Allah decides to just get out of there and end his live stream. So did adventurer Allah
So
capture a
kakinya tu
real haunting by
luka
a
lah.
terrifying jinn? Or is it all just a very elaborate hoax? You decide.
Tak boleh
to
nak decide.
the Red House. Paranormal investigator Kevin Barranco from the YouTube channel Archivo Extinto returns to explore the historic La Casa
Bagus ni,
Colorada,
nanti kita pergi
or
tengok YouTube
the
channel
Red
dia orang.
House, in Guadalajara, Mexico. The house was built in 1923.
Ui,
and it is said that
siap
the
ada
remote and
sejarahnya
secluded
lagi.
location became a place where cults performed dark rituals. Those brave enough to explore the old house claim to have seen witches,
memang tua
demons,
sangat dah
and even the skeletal
tempatnya
female
ni.
figure of Santa Muerte, a Mexican saint who is said to wear a long cloak and be the personification of death itself. Now, 2 months ago, I featured Kevin's first visit to the Red House years ago. While exploring the house with his friends, the group captured something that they simply couldn't explain.
Tak. Previously.
Paredes hay frases, no sé, quizás unas por vandalismo, otras por sectas. La verdad es que no desconocemos el significado y la verdad es que no queremos saber sobre ello.
Aquí hace mucho frío, ¿eh?
Sí,
Apa dalam
hace
bulat tu?
bastante.
Semuanya gelap
mucho frío,
lah.
Sí, hace bastante. Hace bastante.
Oh, ada sesuatu
Cut to
lembaga
2
yang
years later.
berjalan.
After many requests from his fans, paranormal investigator Kevin returns to the quote Red House in hopes of capturing even more paranormal evidence. But this time, he decides to go back all alone. As you might
Beraninya
guess,
pergi
did
seorang-seorang.
not go well. Kevin sets up several static cameras around the house. Then he lights 3 candles and starts to ask questions to who or whatever might be haunting the abandoned
Ni
home.
macam datang
Kevin is
untuk
using an
meminta
English spirit
sesuatu
box
pun
app
ada
and
tau kalau
translates
dah
the
macam gini.
responses to Spanish. Before long, very strange things start to happen.
Seorang-seorang memanglah lagi banyak boleh dapat. Ada something yang jatuh tadi kan. Apa tu? Spirit talker apa? Spirit talker. Morning.
Scarlet.
Scarlett, ¿podrías hacerme daño?
Throw. Lontar.
Throw. No sé qué es throw.
I don't know what throw is.
Lo voy a buscar.
Oh, okay. Bahasa
Lansa.
dia tak faham bahasa Inggeris. Allahu Akbar.
As Kevin repeats the word throw in Spanish, a heavy piece of rubble is seemingly thrown off the edge of a large hole in the wall. Kevin grabs his camera and walks through the building
Tak
in search
logik
of
kan?
anything
Kalau tak ada
paranormal.
orang yang tolak, macam tak logik benda lah tu boleh jatuh. Macam seketul bata tau. Berat tau. Ya Allah, tempat ni dikelilingi oleh hutan tau. Al-Berani Al-Betul.
Me he quedado sin luz. Me quedé sin luz.
Dah habis cahaya dah, Haji kata je.
Sin luz.
Apaan?
Sin luz.
Apa benda weh? Oh, macam something yang something yang hintai dia. Lepas tu dah pandang ke sini, dia menyorok balik. Alah, kalau dah tempat macam ni, macam-macam lah ada. Namanya pun nak pergi mencari dia kan. So, jumpalah.
The ghost hunter's light begins to fail. Then he hears a noise and turns.
Ish, kalau dah tak ada
He captures something strange in the darkness, quickly
tak ada
darting
cahaya
outside.
lagi bahaya.
Soon after, Kevin's camera begins to malfunction and things take an even more terrifying turn.
Mi cámara está trabada. Y vean.
Sejuk katanya.
Vean esto.
Itulah, pakailah baju
Mi cámara está trabada.
lengan panjang.
Está trabada.
It's frozen.
Se trabó. Está completamente trabada, vean. Lo voy a apagar. No.
Stuck ke?
Ven.
Kamera dia stuck ke?
Ahí se apagó, pero sigue trabada.
Push the button on
¿Me
off
quieres
pun.
hacer daño?
Benarlah ni tetap juga macam tu. Kamera dia.
Voy a cambiarla. Voy a sacarle la pila. Ya.
Dan wailing. Menangis menangis mendayu-dayu gitu kan. Alah, lilinnya tu dah habis. Pergi nyalakan yang lain. A woman voice. A woman voice. Suara perempuan. Dia cakap apa? Kenapa ada cahaya kat situ? Cahaya apa tu? Itu suara yang dimasukkan ke? Atau memang suara kat situ? Something.
Kevin's
Something
camera
is
completely lights
moving.
up, and as he changes the battery, a wailing moan can be heard, followed by the mysterious voice of a woman.
Ya.
Macam menangis. Apa? Mendayu-dayu lah kan panggilnya kan. Macam tu.
He goes to investigate and captures what appears to be the same mysterious cloaked figure that the Archivo Extinto team captured just 2
Oh,
years
agaknya
earlier.
tu lampu yang dia
Kevin
letak
searches the
tak
building and
kat
the
situ.
grounds, but he doesn't find anyone or anything. When his equipment continues to malfunction repeatedly, he decides he's had enough. He packs up and just gets out
Memang
of
waktu
there.
balik pun.
So could it be that Kevin captured the apparition of Santa Muerte, the cloaked lady of death? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full 3-part investigation over on the YouTube channel Archivo Extinto.
Chivo
Thanks for watching.
Extinto.
Please follow me on the
Dah habis kah?
Instagram here
Yeay, dah
and on the
habis.
Twitter here.
So, apa pendapat korang? Seram ke tidak seram? Kalau saya pegang buku ni seram lah. Okay, terima kasih untuk anda yang dah suggest cerita ni, suggest video ni. Saya rasa menarik jugalah sebab dia dah combine jadi satu dan tunjuk penampakan yang ekstrim je kan. Dan daripada sini macam kita boleh nampak lah yang bukan orang kita je yang mencari hantu-hantu ni, tapi itulah orang luar pun, orang apa Spanyol lah tadi, Arab lah, lepas tu orang putih macam tu kan, semuanya pun sebenarnya mencari hantu juga. Tapi yang peliknya bila dia pergi cari hantu, tapi bila dah hantu tu keluar, boleh pula dia lari. Macam gitu. Macam kadang-kadang hantu tu pun macam pening juga kan. Kau datang cari aku dah, kenapa kau lari pula? Aku cuma nak say hi je. Macam tu. Okeylah, sekarang ni pun saya rasa orang Malaysia ni, orang kita pun ramai juga yang tengah cari kan, tengah cari hantu-hantu ni. Saya tengok dekat TikTok tu pun ramai sangat yang malam-malam mencari entiti ni. Saya cuma harap korang bila dah cari tu, korang doa je lah apa-apa supaya korang ada pendinding diri. Tak adalah pergi dengan kosong, balik dengan berisi macam tu. Tak nak lah kan. So, saya harap korang sukakan video ni. Video reaction kali ni tak nampaklah macam pengecut sangat kan. Ya, sebab dia tak adalah bunyi yang ekstrim. Maksudnya tak ada jump scare yang pang-pang-pang tu kan. Jadi saya rasa sampai di sini dulu untuk video kali ni, dan saya harap korang sukakan video ni. So jangan nak ambil serius sangat. Saya cuma buat video ni untuk suka-suka je, untuk hiburkan korang. Jadi kalau korang sukakan video ni, jangan lupa tekan tombol like, comment, share dan juga subscribe. Jumpa lagi di next video. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.